he said. Our song is a seven screen door, sneaking out, they tapping on your window when we're on the phone and you talk.
Again, I have another one of our spotlight stars here with us here, and this is Lily Brooke Pearson. And Lily Brooke did a song from Taylor Swift. This one is called Our Song, and she did a fantastic job on it. And we're going to talk a little bit about the recording process and what fun we had, and also just get to know Lily Brooke a little bit more. Thanks for joining me online, Lily.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. So the first thing I want to ask you is, how did you get your start with Spotlight Acting School?
Well, I did one show when I was about 8, and I did the best Christmas pageant ever. And then I left Spotlight and did some other theater stuff elsewhere. And then I came back to Spotlight for Singing in the Rain. And then I've been here since then, about a year ago.
About a year ago. And when you came back, it was to great fanfare. You landed a good role.
Yeah, it was one of my dream roles, so it was really fun.
Well, you did a good job with it, so we were glad to have you back. So then what drew you into the STARS program? What was you finding interesting about being part of that?
Well, a lot of my friends were in it, and they wanted me to do it, and then I just saw the kind of things they were doing, and I thought it would be fun, so I joined.
Oh, we love peer pressure. No, I'm teasing. No, so you have had fun, though?
Yeah, it's really fun.
And what did you think about the first cabaret we did? It was kind of neat. So
it was fun, yeah. There was we did some group numbers, and the people that had solos did a really good job. So it was exciting to get to see what we could do next for a cabaret.
And we did pick our songs. We can share those together if you want. The first one, the group number is Cruisin' for a Bruisin' from Teen Beach Movie, right?
Yeah, Teen Beach Movie.
Yeah. And then the girls decided they wanted to do one this next time. What was it?
Forget About the Boy from Thoroughly Modern Millie.
And that'll be a fantastic number. We also have the boys doing Monkey Around from Seussical, the musical. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to finish the whole thing up with the Hand Jive from Grease. But now you're going to have a solo in there as well. And your solo is from a movie that's coming out this year.
Mm-hmm. So are they making live action Mulan? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I'm doing Reflection from Mulan for my solo.
So that'll be a lot of fun as well. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your family?
So I live with my parents and my brother, and he just turned 19 a week ago. And so we live in Richmond with my dog, Bella.
What kind of dog is Bella?
She's a Shih Tzu Maltese mix, and she's really tiny. She's 7 pounds. So she's a little girl.
Now, your mom is a teacher, is that correct?
Yeah, she's a speech-language pathologist at Ashland Elementary in Lexington.
Oh, okay. So she works for the school system, but she's a pathologist. Okay.
Yeah.
And you've lived in Richmond your whole life?
Yeah, I used to live around Lake Reba, and now I live close to Lexington. So we moved a couple years ago.
Yeah, moved to the northern part that's growing. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What's your experience been like in quarantine?
Quarantine has been boring because I can't go to like church or Spotlight or anywhere that I want to go, or school. But I mean, it hasn't been so bad because I've had stuff to do and like friends that I can talk to. So it hasn't been too bad.
Not too bad. Well, that's good. You have a nice family there. Everybody's at home. Everyone's struggle is different. We have Spotlight students who, of course, are on quarantine, but then their parents were in that workers that had to go in. So, that puts a weird strain on things. How has NTI worked out for you?
So my school has never done NTI until now. So that was an adjustment. And so the first week was pretty rough because my teachers didn't really know how to assign the work and it was way too much. But now we have enough and it's okay.
So they got better.
The
yeah. They got better. All right. Well, next we'll talk about your recording experience and what it was like. Can you tell me what you recorded on?
Yeah, so I recorded on my phone and had my music pulled up on our MacBook, like the laptop. And then I just plugged headphones into that, and then so just on the recording you could just hear me singing it a cappella, but I could hear the music accompaniment.
Okay, and what kind of phone do you have?
I have the iPhone 7.
iPhone 7. All right, well, this is something interesting, and I'm pointing this out because we're teaching people as we go through the whole experience if they ever want to try doing these kinds of things at home or whatever and learn. I pulled out the file from yours, which is the original file that you sent me before we did any doctoring to it, and they're going to hear the full song at the end of this, and we'll play it for everyone. But this is just a sample from the original file that you sent me without the tracks on it. I'll let you hear that real quick.
To the hallway, well on my way to my loving bed. I only did notice all the roses and the note that said.
All right, so there's a if you listen real carefully, right, you can hear that kind of that tone of like when you're talking on a telephone, that tinty sound.
Yeah.
I only did notice all the roses and.
Now, if we isolate that tinty sound out, which is it turned out to be frequency 630, and see, that's the annoying one, right?
Yeah.
So what I did then after that is I pulled that frequency completely out, and this is what we ended up with.
To the hallway, well on my way to my loving bed.
See how much cleaner? Yeah. And those are things that you have to pay attention when you're recording with devices that have small microphones. You know, phones are awesome these days. Don't get me wrong. Phones are totally cool. But the microphone in a phone is about the size of the head of this pencil right here. So this is pretty small, right? And then typically when you're recording in the studio, when you come in, you know, you're recording on a mic that's got a very large surface to record on. I don't have anything laying here that's quite the same size to show what the diameter is inside of it. But that's where we get that weird tinty from. So if anyone's recording and you record something on your phone and you hear that weirdness, it can be removed. And then you end up with the final product that sounds really good, and they're going to hear that momentarily. It works just fine. So if you're recording during quarantine and you want to do with this, or if you have any questions for me, or if you need any help, I'd be glad to help you work on a project like this. Now, what are you most looking forward to after all this craziness is over?
I'm forward to going back to Spotlight, and my friend has a really nice pool, and so she invited all of our friends to come over for a pool party after quarantine. So I'm really excited for that.
So you've already got your pool party planned. That's awesome.
I do, yeah.
I miss having a pool. We had a pool for many years, but we moved and we don't have one now. And I've been seeing people post their pictures. I know they're stuck at home. Why shouldn't they be in their pool? And the weather has been beautiful. Well, Lily Brooke, thank you so much for joining me on this interview. And now we're going to let everyone experience your song, which you have already heard. And we're quite proud of you. And thank you so much for participating with Spotlight and in the STARS program. And you have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
I was riding shotgun with my hair undone in the front seat of his car. He's got a one-hand feel on the steering wheel, the other on my heart. Look around, turn the radio down, he said, baby, is something wrong? I say nothing, I was just thinking how we don't have a song. And he said, our song is the sound between doors, sneaking out, they tapping on your window. When we're on the phone and you talk real slow, 'cause it's late and your mama don't know. Our song is the way I laughed the first date, man, I didn't kiss him when I should have. And when I got home, for I said amen, asking God if he could play it again. I was walking up the front porch steps after everything that day had gone all wrong. I've been